Yesterday, Biden was on the news. Somebody's got to concentrate on inflation. He's gonna take it very seriously. You can't take that too serious because obviously he doesn't have that much control over inflation. Only foreign policy, which he's a career politician. He's gonna fall on the knife. Um, he's gonna take one for the team. 49 years in the Senate. He's a team player. The United States elected a team player. He knows what he has to do. He's competent enough to take blame because he already has a failing administration. What more can you do to him? You know what I'm saying? He's probably gonna be a one-term president. He understands that. As long as he got it, the wall list of accomplishments is all good, right? Uh, Failed presidents don't look back and say, "Oh, I failed at presidency." They look back and look, I was president. That's how it's looked at in history. Um, but that's why even Republicans wanted Trump out, because Trump had no problem pointing fingers. He had no problem pointing fingers at everyone else. The first politician ever that will point the finger at his own party, his own. Yeah, listen, if you don't roll with him, that was a double-edged sword. If you don't roll with him, he's pointing a finger at you, but that was also a double-edged sword for him. So it also cut back when he held it. So don't get that twisted. But establishment didn't like that. So we bring back an established player in the game, and he knows how to play the game. So he takes one for the team, even though foreign and monetary and fiscal policy is what controls inflation. When he says gonna concentrate on inflation, he's talking about gas prices and foreign policy. That's it. That's all he can do, right? And try to convince his peoples to that's why they bring in the to slow down inflation. They also bring the interest rate up, which is the interest rate loaned on banks. The interest rate is not the interest rate on you. It's the interest rate from the central bank to banks on lending and peer-to-peer. And that brings up peer-to-peer lending, which is bank to bank. And that brings up your interest rate. You understand? So it's a three-way system. It's like, first the central bank sets the interest rate, and they bring it up. They're bringing it up to what 0.5, I think it is. So then now when they bring up the interest rate, it costs more to loan, right? So they bring up interest rate for savings for you to save more so they can lend out. You understand? So you'll get a better savings rate for those who bank electronically and not just go to more brick and mortar banks, which have the least interest rate in savings accounts. But that's gonna be that financial education is a whole other thing that I'm gonna deal with sooner or later. But other than that, we have abortion that they're trying to use to print more money. If you hear radio and blue states, oh, we need more money, more spending, more power. That's all you're gonna hear. They're gonna play at your heartstrings. Oh, women of color. It's funny how they they paint minorities as victims that need the help when they're the targets. That's the point of it. They target them to print the money in order to funnel it through abortion and keep the rates down on births within the communities. And they completely turn that whole thing around and says it's about woman power. But that, I digress. That's my position on abortion is a very mixed position. It's not a set position. I don't just lean on one and lean on the other. I don't think any human should just solely be on one side. You should be a moderate and lean one way or the other on some things, because that's a human thing. Most people are moderates. Most people aren't right or left, right? So they're gonna pull at your heartstrings. They're gonna try to print more money. Oh, we need this. We need more power. We need more money. We need to save blue states. We need to save other states that are gonna be coming here. We need more money. We need more power. It's just the same thing over and over and over. These people don't care. None of them. I don't care what side all the lives, all the minorities, that they're all going for re-election. They all trying to get money out of each other. It's all a game. It's all business to them. Stop thinking that your politician is pulling your heartstrings. If you see your senator stomping out, crying, talking about, oh, this, I'm mad, I'm outraged, something has to be done, we need to do this. They're getting camera time. Like, think of it as reality TV. They're trying to get camera time for that national stage coming up. Senator Warren's a presidential candidate. What do you think she's gonna do? She wants camera time. This is a senator that once pretended to be cheap, robbed her way into Senate. And through was it Yale she went through? She pretended to be Indian American, native, what, indigenous is what they call it now, indigenous. And comes to find out she's as white as snow. So, and she's still being reelected. You got Bernie Sanders still being elected. AOC still being reelected, even though these people are failures and they represent junk economics, bad policies, printing more money, draining our economy. These people, college, free college. Pay back student loans. If you, it's fiscally irresponsible, right? Because Senate has fiscal policy and then they have monetary policy. They control most of the economy. Fiscal policy is where they make their rules, right? And then monetary is where the Fed makes their rules, but Congress oversees the Fed. So Congress has almost complete control of the economy. And to make fiscal plans about, we're gonna forgive student loans, who do you think is gonna pay for that? I don't care what they tell you. This person's gonna, the rich, the poor, I don't care who they tell you. They have to print the money. That means everybody's getting taxed. In order to pay for those loans, right? The reasons college is so expensive in the first place because they're guaranteed, because the federal government guarantees loans. And therefore, since the loans are guaranteed to get paid back through the federal government, they can charge what they want. So they charge higher prices. I don't know how people don't put this together. This is all available. This is all it's all factual. This is not my opinion. They guarantee the money. The colleges bring up the prices, so they benefit the most from these subsidies. Colleges benefit the most when it comes to when the government adds subsidies or taxes. The who pays the cost obviously doesn't usually write the check, right? This is economics. And then so the colleges reap the most benefits from these subsidies. They charge more, and so we have these huge student loans. And people ask, why can't I get $100,000 loan? Why can't I get $100,000 loan for school? Why can't I get $100,000 loan business? Because a business can fail, and college is guaranteed to get paid back because they will throw you in jail, bro. They will throw you in jail. It's guaranteed by the federal government. So that's why. It's a very simple explanation. Some things are simple, and that's one of them. And therefore, you have to understand that in order to pay for this stuff, they have to print money. So when they talk about, we're going to do federal loans and, this tax on this person, on that person. First of all, when they tell you about they're going to put up the rate on investing, that's all of you, because 401k is investing, and some people have 100,000 and millions even in 401ks, and they're regular workers. Regular workers have hundreds of $1,000s in their 401k. We're talking about most of America. Their taxes are going up, right? Some short capital gains and long-term capital gains. Long-term capital gains mostly because that's where you get the discount. After, if you leave investment in over a year, you get less than the short capital gains. And they hit all of us with that. But then in order to get the money to pay for college, They have to print it. Taxes go up on all of us, every single human being on earth. It is disingenuous and intellectually immoral what these politicians are doing. They get reelected over and over and over and have all the power when it comes to the economy. The AOCs, the Warrens, the Bernies, the Mitch McConnells, the all these people that have been in there 50 years. Some of them are necessary, but some of them, most of them are not. There are plenty of qualified people who just, the voter is not educated enough to make the best decision, right? If the voters were more educated, there would be better people running. It's because then better people would get elected. As long as they can dumb down everything to talking points that are lies most of the time, then they can run on bullshit, and that's what politicians do. So that's why we don't need term limits. We need the voters to get smarter, and that's my mission, to inform the voter compared to what we're getting now. Everything's dumbed down to talking points on both sides, and they robbed the election, or it's on both sides. The dumbed down talking points on both sides, and we're falling for it because we are uneducated as voters, and they know that. In order to stop that, voters need to get more educated.